The power of proper goal setting and how it can shift your career. Well, I'm joined by the expert Bill Humbert, recruiter guy. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Maddie. How are you?
You know, I'm always so much better after I chat with you because the wealth of knowledge that you can always share with us, I feel like helps me not only in my career, but also in my day-to-day life as I'm communicating with people who maybe are interested in similar jobs as me.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's right. And I've got today, it's a really good one. My acronym for proper goal setting is called SCAMPS. And I created SCAMPS in 1969 on Easter Sunday when I set a goal to hitchhike from Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles in 5 days.
And now what
And
does SCAMP stand for?
well, the S is the goal has to be specific and it needs to be challenging because your brain is smart and it goes, it's not challenging, I'm bored. And then it needs the A is it has to be attainable because, like I said, your brain's smart and they're going, you're not going to be a millionaire next year. I'm not going to do this. And then it needs to be measurable because you need to know where you are when you're holding yourself accountable relative to your goals. And then it needs to be public. And so when I hitchhiked across the United States, I created signs. And I only used this sign one day. That day, we got a ride. And so, as you can see, San Francisco doesn't fit on my sign. So I shortened it to Frisco. And we got a couple of rides, one up to Santa Monica. We're standing on 101 in Santa Monica. And this old Oldsmobile with four hippie chicks stopped. Now, I was a 20-year-old guy. I'm going, yes. And got in the car. And what happened is they tried to recruit us to the Spahn Ranch. And this was one day after Manson's clan killed Sharon Tate, her baby, and her friends in LA. And they tried to recruit us to the Spahn Ranch, and the driver got about a half a mile from the canyon road where the Spahn Ranch was located and said, "Are you going to join us up at the ranch where our leader is, and or are you going to go on to San Francisco?" And I said, we recruited. We hitchhiked all the way across the United States so that we could stand on the corner of 8th and Ashbury. And she said, that's such a great scene, and dropped us off at the Canyon Road the Spahn Ranch was on. Now, what's most important about that is I learned that I could use scamps for business too.
Now, how can you use scamps for business? Because it saved your life once before, but how do you translate that to business?
Well, most people, when they set a goal, they call it, what happens? They say, we're going to increase our revenues by 10% next year. But they don't really have a plan to make that happen. So it's important to follow all the steps of scamps and create a path to go on. And if you don't do that, what happens? Well, Yogi Berra once had a saying that was really, really good. And that was, when you come to a fork, take it.
I think that's really important. Now, do you speak on the power of goal setting?
I do speak on the power of proper goal setting, and I've spoken on three different continents now: Africa, Europe, and of course in North America. And it's fun to see those groups talk and learn. And I see people making notes all the time. And it's very emotional for them because when I talk about hitchhiking all the way across the United States in 5 days, they're in awe. And then I talk about my near-death experience, if you will, with Charles Manson's group. And and so they learn by those examples how to properly set goals for their businesses. And then if their businesses would like it, I'll sit down with them and go through those goals and help them tweak them.
Which I think is all really important. Now you have a great book that's out, you have a great website so people can get more information or they can pick your brain directly. So let's talk about those two great resources.
Well, the book is right now, it's focused totally on career search, but it did receive a 5-star review, and it's Expect Success, the Science of the Over 50 Career Search. And my website is really easy. It's www.recruiterguy.com.
Bill, thank you so much for always giving us this great information and the great acronym SCAMPS. That way we can use it whether we just want to set a goal to do something incredible like hitchhike across the country, or if we want to see it in a business model, we know that we can always use it.
You're right, Maddie. Thank you.
Make sure that you're using SCAMPS to set the proper goals. That way you're on top of everything and that way you can actually achieve your goals. We're going to take a short break and when we come back, we've got more, so don't go anywhere.